Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. I want to give some tips and advice that I found digging on OlliOlli World because it's fast and getting all the points together and succeeding in this game is kind of interesting because sometimes you're just happy you don't fall, and actually I do, and I suck. But I recorded actually a lot of stuff and tried to look a little bit more deeper. This is actually where I did this in Gnarvana, so looking actually how the points are actually put together, which kind of tricks gives which points and which D rating you see and how does it work. So I was looking actually deeper into the system, and I wanted to share what I found out so that it helps you actually to succeed, especially if you're going into the later levels and into Gnarvana, because it's kind of easy and it's not as straightforward and intuitive as one would expect. And so I wanted to share some first insights and then a lot of details actually. So let's roll, and I go a full PowerPoint presentation in Excel because this is what I love to do. Okay, let's go. I want to talk about those tricks because they got those easy tricks, the advanced tricks, and the special tricks, and I always love it because you squip between those menus and it's like, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. So I structured them a little to make it a little bit more easy to comprehend. So it looks a little bit like this. The structure is you are going down with your right stick. That is everything that is based on the ollie. So you have either to the left, where you have those 4 different types of those quarter circles that you do, and then if you flip it a little bit more around, then you have the finger flip. If you go down and then to the right, to a certain degree, you have those different 4 flips and the Casper flip that does it, and then actually it stays the same. So for the heel flip also you go right. You have 3 of the, let's say, standard versions, and then 1 of the very tricky version, and then 3 if you go up, and again 1 of those suckers. Then to the left it's the same. I think it's quite easy, you get it, but I like the structure a little bit more, despite the thing that we have in the game. So blah blah blah, flippy flippy spinny spinny. So, and no comply, and I wasn't even aware of that, but the no comply can go down to those 2 very advanced tricks, and that's nice because I always thought this sucks. And then we have what I always forgot, the back foot laser flip, which is like the sucker of those flips that we have. I didn't even manage to do it once, but it's here. So this is actually the structure on those flips that you can do, and there are some nice things because sometimes it goes like, yeah, you go to the left and then like a quarter and then a quarter more and then a quarter more, and but for the I have absolutely no clue, but then it stays like this also here. It's just 3/4, but if you go down, then here it's going like a full circle, and here only 3/4, and then also here like a full circle. But it's I don't see the structure in it, but this is how it is. Good. Then what is interesting is points. So this is actually how it looks. So these are the basic points for the first attempt that you do in the game. 200 points, standard points, basic tricks. Then also still the standard tricks, but like a little bit more advanced, 240. Then we're going up to always 40 more. Again 40 more, 40 more, and here I assume that's 400 because I didn't manage to pull them off, but this is what I observed when I watched some YouTube stuffies, and I'm very sure this must be 440 because why should they fuck with the sequence. If they do, okay, whatever. Maybe it's 500. I have no clue. But most of it is accurate. The latest one are just assumption. If you know it, just correct me, then I will update. Yeah, but so actually that's that. If we go to the crabs, actually every crab is 200. So this is kind of nice because you can have like a lot of them. So 16 the standard versions, and if you tweak them, you go to 32. And this is kind of nice if you can manage to do this, because it's so fucking fast that I'm very sure that this is kind of hard doing this. Not I just do this by coincidence, but yeah, maybe somebody manages to do this very under control. I don't, but there's a lot of possibilities. Then there's about the combo facking math, because we have like unique tricks. Unique, not unique. Without wall rides and firecrackers, this is 72 tricks that you could do like all unique. And if you would combine them all without multiplying, you would end up with 90,000 points. But if you would have manuals all over the place, and if the level would let you do it, then you would be in the area of 1,300,000. Something more. Yeah, and I think this is kind of interesting, because if you want to lose like a pro, you should just do all the same tricks all over again, and don't manual at all, and never ever spin, because you don't want to do it. And I just want to point out why I think this is actually kind of important, or to give you some ideas actually on how the math looks like on one example. So I was going with doing 20 tricks. So if you say you do repeat a lot of tricks, you're doing no menus at all, and after 20 tricks you end up around 4,000 points, something in this area. If you say, okay, I do the exact type of tricks, but I connect them all with manuals, then it amplifies by a lot actually. And then we can say, okay, now we go the next level actually, and we don't repeat those tricks. We do a lot of unique tricks. Actually, every trick is unique as possible as we can do it, and we combine them all with manuals, and so we kind of double the points that we have here. And then when we say, because the level lets us do it, and it's kind of easy because we can spin like all the time. This is like the secret sauce in this game. We just add spins to it, because every jump that we do, every flip that we do, we spin. We can pull this in like the same amount of time, and this kind of this actually kind of doubles actually the points we would get. And I think this is kind of interesting, because this is like, if you combine with the manuals, this is the first big tip. Unique tricks is kind of good, but it's not the big spin, but the big spin is actually this. And if we would assume we're doing actually two, we repeat a lot of tricks or manuals, but now we also say we spin the same tricks, then you see we're getting in a range where we're kind of goodish. So it doesn't, we don't, the game devs actually don't care so much about being good here with the unique tricks, but doing all manuals and all spins. And this is kind of interesting. So maybe you ask me, how the heck did you get all those numbers? So here's like the full calculation that if you want to have a deeper look at it. So you see, like I say, I have my 20 tricks here that you can combine them, and I go like with the types, and I say, okay, we go here with half circle, full circle, half circle, grab, grind. We repeat all over again, but here we say we have those attempts where we say, okay, this is the half circle trick, and then we repeat the same half circle trick, and then we do it again and again, and this always will derate actually the points that we get for the trick. So this is the interesting thing here, that you see how the points are decreasing for the tricks that we're doing. And here you see if we do those, and here we have only multiplicator 1. But here when we say we manual all of them and say, okay, we did have 20 tricks and we manualed all of them, so we have the multiplicator by 20, and this like totally amps us up. If we go with all the unique tricks, we don't have the D rating so much, because at the end we will have, because all those half circle tricks, there are only 4 available that we could do. So the 5th attempt that we would have in this run would be a second execution of one of the tricks that we did before. So it is going down from 280 to 224 from the points. This is just a small D rating we would have here, but in total we would get up by a lot. And if we say we do those spinnies in between, then we ramp up actually the multiplicator from 20 to 39, because we could do a spin every time in between. This would then ramp us up from 20 to 39. Nice one. And here you see, this is what I said. I have a lot of those D ratings because I did. We said we just did the same tricks all over again, but still with the multiplicator 39, we end up actually in a quite good amount of points actually. And I think this is kind of interesting to if you wanna hit Gnarvana in a good way. And I put all the numbers together for all the points that you can get. So actually, just by observing and doing some of those recordings, so this is actually how it looks. So for the easy tricks, which are straight lines, so just like up, left, right, and down, there are 4 tricks you can do. For the first time, you get 200 points, and then it will always degrade in 4 additional steps. So with every execution you get 20% less of the initial points that you had. So you will go down from 200 to 40. Here with the quarter circle tricks that you have 6 of them that you can do, standard amount 240. And also here you can see it always goes down by the difficulty 40 points. Like I said, so these are the numbers from 200 to 360, which I am very sure because I could do them. Actually, I didn't pull them off, so I guess those very advanced tricks should be in this region. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you should get the idea actually where it's going to and actually what the D rating should be. So even if you can pull this trick off, it won't win you the round or something like this, because you can only do it once, and it doesn't actually make so much sense in my opinion. Then for the crabs, so if you do them and you hold to them, then you tweak them, at the maximum points that you can get is 400 points. You have 4 directions, so this is what you can do out of that. And you have 2 directions for spinning and crimes. That is kind of crazy because you have 32. So this can actually be a very big multiplier if it wouldn't be so much about spinning actually, because normally you cannot grind too long. So this is kind of interesting here. And let's just look at one of those videos or one of those runs where you see how you can combine it actually very fast. I recorded one of my Gnarvana league that I'm just in, and I was just looking at the first place who's running actually very cool. So let's have a look actually at some online person who is leading the charts in my league, and she is actually, we just watched the whole run, and you see actually what she's doing. She's spinning a lot, combining it with manuals as best as she can do, and even adapting the slides in between. You see the D rating also that she is or he's having actually, but that doesn't matter because she's spinning like a freak, and she's combining it as best as can do. And you see the points, it is going down to 80 points, so there would be potential on going even more up, but it doesn't matter. And now if we want to do it a little bit more slowly, I'm going with 10% of the time, so that we can just drag actually how it's combining it. And so you see she's doing the banana flipping, so we have multiplicator 2, then she's tweaking it because she's holding it. Normally a 180 is enough to tweak it, so you can easy with one jump get a ×3 multiplicator. She's already doing this 2 times, and she's having this bigger jump now where she can then go, and I'm just assuming that's a she because it's looking like a she, that she's doing a 360, so she's having a 4th multiplicator, landing at 10. This is where you want to go, so it's not about being too tricky here. It's just about being smart and fast, and combining this as fast as you can. And we're watching this again. Just did you see how fast it actually is? So you know how it's done, going, and then proceeding. And here slower. What is interesting, you see the multiplicator is ×11 now. So it looks like if you do a manual long enough that you can that it also goes up, but I don't have clear indications about the time frame when this happens. I just saw this on some occasions, but now she's proceeding. You see what she's doing, going from multiplicator 11 to multiplicator 24 in actually no time. Again, you see jumpy, spinny, crabby, funny, doing all that stuff. So you see where this gets you, and it's always important to do it all, so you have all your fingers on every trigger that you can have. So on the trigger on the right stick that you do your crabs, and she's even doing this when she's sliding, that she's adapting the slide at the grind, and so it's just fucking fast. It's kind of crazy how she rolls here. I think there are more professionals, but on my scope and for everybody that's just beginner or intermediate, I think it's always cool to see something like this. Actually, under here she's firecracking over the stairs. Always important if you want to hold up the manuals, because this is not too standard how you can combine actually your total run. Yeah, and so in total, she's fucking fantastic.